In today's video, I am going to be breaking down basic motion offenses and basic offenses for beginners so that pretty much any team can run these plays. So let's get down. Let's check these out really quickly. Check out my complete guide to the 5-out offense, because the 5-out offense is an offense that is ran by every single team, but it is some of the easiest plays to learn. So definitely go check that out down in the description below. And if you like this app, the link is down there too. It's called the Playbook. Okay, so in this first video, or this first play, we're going to assume that we have a taller point guard. This works extremely well if you've got a player who can handle the ball, who is a bit taller than most other teams or players, or even one of your tallest players. And what we're going to start with is a pass either towards player 3 or a pass over to player 4. When he passes, he's going to cut to the side that he passes to, and then we're going to be looking to either pass to player 1 in the post with player 3, or a pass to player 5 who can then pass into player 1. Either way, there's going to be two options to be able to get player 1 the ball in the low post. If player 5 or 3 passes to player 1, we want to see then an off-ball cut on the weak side by player 4. If player 4 is open, we're going to look to try and pass him the ball. If he's not open, he's going to clear out towards that right side, and then player 3 is going to cut down the middle of the key. Player 2 is going to fill out, 4 is going to fill out, player 3 cuts. Now, if player 3 is open, we're going to be looking to hit him up with a pass. If he's not open, player 2 is going to sprint all the way to this side, 4 is going to sprint towards the point, and player 3 is going to fill out that wing. Player 2 is going to fill, 4 fills, 3 fills. We're going to look to try and pass that ball out to player 2. When that happens, player 1 is going to fill out towards this side. Now we can run it to the opposite side of the court. So now player 2 passes to 4, 4 passes to 3, and then 4 cuts to the rim. Now we're going to be running the exact same play on this side. Weak side cuts, not open, everyone fills out, and then strong side cuts, not open, everyone fills out. Just like this. 5 is going to sprint all the way to this far side. 2 fills the point, 3 fills the wing. We kick the ball out. We swing that ball back around. 4 fills out, and we're going to be running the exact same thing on the other side of the court. Obviously, with that play, if player 3, for example, has the ball in the low post and he has the option to score, he should look for that option to score as well. Also, something that I like to do with my team, because I have ran this play in the past and also currently at the high school level, when we kick this ball out, we can also set a screen as well for that player that we pass to. Because if we run this 2 or 3 times through, we may have some switches that may have occurred. We may have the defense way out of position to be able to guard, and may leave the middle of the key wide open for 1 and 3 to be able to operate in a 2-man game. This next one is called a staggered dribble handoff motion offense, or at least that's what I like to call it. And what's going to happen is the wing screens down for player 4. 1 does a dribble handoff with player 4, and of course, player 1 is going to roll, player 3 is going to pop towards the wing. The idea here is now when player 4 comes off of that screen, he's going to have 2 options, player 1 and player 3. But at the same time, as soon as player 4 gets to the point, we're going to have a pin down by player 2. Player 5 is going to use that screen. He may be open for a 3-point shot as well. However, now 1 is going to fill out, 4 is going to dribble towards player 5, 2 is going to roll towards the basket, and then player 4 is setting that dribble handoff. We can either have player 2 roll towards the basket, or he can pop to the wing. It's up to him. I would personally prefer him to pop up to the wing myself, but I have seen coaches run it where he rolls to the basket. So let's just say he pops. We've got player 5, 4 using that screen, 4 rolls. Of course, he could always hit that 3. He's got player 2 as an option as well, and he also has player 4 as an option too. And then, of course, if none of that is open, they clear out. We have another screen down here. Dribble handoff happens here. 1 comes off, 5 rolls, 3 pops, and the exact same thing happens on both sides of the floor. So if you are, for example, in Europe with a younger team, that last play you will not be able to use, most likely, because from what I've heard, most European leagues at the youth level do not allow screens. So the first play is the one that I would recommend for most teams in Europe, as there is no screens allowed in most of Europe from what I've heard. I'm from Canada. We don't have those rules up here. So we've all seen the zone offense, and it's almost like a motion where player 1 passes over to player 2, player 1 moves down. And then after that, if they reverse the ball out, player 1 swings to this side. Of course, when the ball is on this side, we would have 2 posts, a high and low. If they swing the ball around, player 1 swings. Then we have these guys do an X. Player 3 dribbles to this side. They're trying to overload the side. We've all seen this before. Now, I'm going to give you an alternative to this same exact play, or at least an alternative way to set it up. So let's say they have a 2-3 zone defense. Of course, what happens is there's always going to be one person who is open in an overload. One of these 3 guys are going to be open. That's why you set an overload on an offense in a zone. So basically, one way you can set this up is starting in a 5-out, and most likely at the youth level, you're going to have the trap up top, these guys playing a bit higher to cover these guys, and of course, that's almost exactly how it'll look. One thing that you can do is to set almost what normally would be an elevator screen. You can actually run this against a man as well, and I'm going to show you it, but it's not a motion, but it is a beginner style offense. You're going to have 3 and 5 setting those screens, and then whoever you call, so let's say this is Sam, we call S Sam, or whatever your play is called, special or whatever. 4 runs through, we pass the ball over to 4, he has the option to shoot. If he doesn't have an option to shoot, player 1 is cutting towards that low corner, 5 posts up, 3 goes to the high post, and now you are in your overload offense. That's a fantastic way to set the offense up, because now you're getting an initial 3-point option, and then you're still getting that secondary option down here because player 1 cuts to the middle. If they're not paying attention to who's popping out, because normally in an offense, when you cut, you go to the opposite side as to where you passed. They may not be paying attention to that. This could be a secondary 3-point option. If they're running out of position, let's say, for example, both 1 and 4 start running towards it, we could have a pass to the high post, low post. We could have a pass to the low post. Player 3 cuts. There's a few different options, and this is what a zone offense is. It's just options trying to read what the defense is doing. Now, how you can run this same exact play against a man is by setting up an elevator screen with players 3 and 5. Let's say this is Sam. We call Sam for this play. Sam runs through that screen. These 2 guys close. That's what's called an elevator screen. His man should get caught on that, in which case player 4 will be wide open. If that's not open, let's say his man fought through, we will have player 5 and 3 set up in that high and low post. The idea here now is there may have been a switch, a miscommunication. We can have a pass down here for an easy layup. We have to remember that youth are not necessarily the greatest defenders, so we can take advantage like that. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. Make sure to go check out my complete guide to the 5-out offense that is down in the description below, and I'll see you guys again in my next video.